We're ready. Let's do this.
Morning, y'all.
Morning. Hey, we're back.
Waking up, right? What you did. Actually, have music playing, so it sounds a lot better.
Oh yeah. Well, we
All
got
right.
we got a
Put the
show,
music up.
and we're gonna be right back in a moment. Hit that intro.
Oh,
And good morning.
morning. Or it's 5 a.m. somewhere. We are
Yeah,
very tiny.
we are.
This is
Well,
our first coffee chat with that couple. Apparently, there's a few, very few, that couples out there. Perchance, I'm just like, well, that couple title, we'll call it the title, gets thrown around, and we've been called it a few times by a few. Welcome, morning. Cheers the coffee. We are past our deadline. That's a little better. You can see those.
there we go.
I'm having hair moment. This is not how it's gonna stay. We're gonna be like this for a few weeks. Um, yeah, it's been a minute. I feel flushed. I looked flushed already.
Been a couple months.
We did one a month ago. We did one, was it early December or was it November? I think it was November. We tried to do, I just tapped the glass. I will fidget and tap that. My nails will tap that. Oh my gosh. Anyways, holidays, the new year. We have been dealing, like everybody else, but we have been dealing with schnit um, off of YouTube. And it feels the same as if it was on YouTube. It's just drama. I feel like even dealing with family stuff, like extended family stuff, just in high school. We're stuck in high school because um, we're never really growing up. We're just not really ever growing up. This is it. And when you come to the realization, like I did this past week, like 2 days ago, I looked at Joe and I was like, we're all low energy, petty people. Even if you're a good person, you've got some pettiness in you. We're low energies. We're just fucking low energies. We're stuck in high school. Or then I was joking because of the drama that was going on earlier. I was like, it just reminds me of Trailer Park Trash kind of drama, like who slept with whose other partner person or stole the raccoon. I don't know. Or zebra. It's just, it doesn't make any sense. It's like watching the horrible accident videos or even all those bad neighbor videos. When you get some good ones, you share a fence line and you were just fighting tooth and nail for those 2 inches against the neighbor who just pours acid on your grass, throws their dog poop on your driveway so you run it over. I mean, there's some crazy shit out there, and that's the realm we're stuck in. So, on that note, I felt like we should have more encouragement or positivity or just amusement. The first video that we have created, and I know there's more to come because I've got
Yes.
ideas, to be all inclusive and supportive for everybody on YouTube. It was not easy to make this video. And it's a short video per se, but it's gonna get you. It's all inclusive to put it out there for everybody in the YouTube community, every channel creator, every viewer. Here is your video.
Yes. This is for everybody.
I tell you, I get a big smile on my face.
Yeah.
It was hard to make that video for whatever reason, but we had challenge after challenge, and I'm like, we are the champions. Everybody out there, all of you peoples, bot and real person alike, you are the champions. There has been so much drama and so much crap and so much research being done. I was like, we need to make this a video for everybody and just put a smile on your face. I know it. I mean, I get a chuckle out of it, but it makes me feel good. It makes me feel happy. It makes me think of everybody I've ever talked to in YouTube streets or just thinking about the potential of that there's just a lot of people out there. So positivity just rampant, right? Like if it makes you smile, it's gotta be a positivity trip, right?
Which that is something we have done during our time away, is we've worked on a couple videos, not just one or two, but we've actually been putting in a lot of work with a lot of videos. Um,
We didn't even get them all done.
yeah, we ain't even done.
So there's more to come.
There'll definitely be more to come. We'll probably
which is good.
show
Just bring it
another
along.
one in this I don't know, live.
Yeah.
But we're gonna I think we're gonna try to do things slightly, I don't want to say different,
We're just gonna have our
but
own personalities with
our personalities will be there, but we
talking
are
about
going to try to hit subjects and topics that are just
They're out there.
what's that word, trending, so to speak.
Trending and
You
or out
know,
there. I was just telling Joe, I don't know how to bring it up, but basically we were avoiding family in December. I mean, not only did we get banished and abolished, at the same time, there are some people that don't mind talking to us, crazy enough. But we were just taking a break, and it was the best holiday season I think I've ever had, feeling stress free, going, we can actually be okay and avoid people because we pissed so many people off, family wise. So we sat down and we were watching some movies. And what was the first ones? We were watching Mission Impossible. Did anybody see that movie? The latest one that came out?
what was that, Dead Reckoning, or
I
can't
guess
remember
so.
the title.
It was this 2023 summer blockbuster movie when they released it. It's going to be a part 2. But if anybody saw that, I made a comment in like Longo's chat saying that movie has all the answers in it. Just like The Matrix. So we ended up watching The Matrix, not binge watching because I'm 40. I'm going to be 41 soon. And I can't even make it through a movie anymore. Oh, because we bought a couch and I fucking hate it. It's like I've never bought a piece of furniture that I ever hated so much. And there's no take backsies. So I have to deal with this couch because what it does is when you sit on it, it just makes you so tired. You're just done. So I have a very hard time watching a movie now. Even more so of just being old and feeling like, oh my God, I'm my parents. I'm old. I can't even get through a movie. So we watched The Matrix in several parts. Just can't get through a whole movie. Which was good because I wasn't as easily entertained with all of the flashing bullets flying around and the kung fu fighting going on. I was like, let's take a step back. What are they really trying to say in this movie? All 4. Plus the animation. What is it?
Animatrix. Yeah, they did make an
That one
animatrix.
really gave me a headache. That explains bits and pieces. It's a very short script with a lot of animation. You come to think of it, we didn't get through the whole thing. I think I got halfway through, got distracted. I was like, I need to walk around or something. I was falling asleep.
Happened.
Because it started to get us thinking, watching these movies. The Mission Impossible one with the entity character into the Matrix, which is the simulation theory. Get that ball rolling. So we were trying to the best of our abilities of low level energy and thinking, dissect the storyline and get into why this theory got so popular. We found a cool ass channel called Matrix Explained. I was sitting there going, I missed so much. Then again, I was raising kids, and that happens.
Yeah. And obviously the big thing is the whole simulation theory. Right?
Mm-hmm. Which is like a glitch in itself to just be like, I was raising kids. What the hell happened to the world? If I would have known, I almost felt like I wouldn't have been raising kids if it was going to be like this bad. It's crazy. Does anybody else know that it's crazy out there? It's crazy on here too. So much information is actually out there and about, and yet everybody still feels and seems confused. As did I, sitting on this couch I fucking hate watching The Matrix. And going, why did I miss the first time? I like to deep dive and analyze buffer. I don't know if everybody else noticed I buffer, but I buffer.
Yeah, you buffered. Yeah, the real irony is technically JJ is the one that sat on the couch and actually picked the couch out of all the couches that were there. So I'm like,
of all the couches, that was the best one to end up being the worst one. It's a recliner. It's a sofa, actually. It's a 3-seater sofa. Guess where I sit? In the middle, where it doesn't recline, because the dog gets my seat technically, and he gets the captain's chair seat. And I sit in the middle on the front edge of the seat, because if I sit back, I fall asleep because it sinks. Well, it's more so because it's just poor quality of. It looks really nice, so you don't touch it, so that it lasts longer. It's supposed to wrap it in plastic, be like the 70s.
Yeah, but the whole we kind of dove into a couple topics, which was kind of like the simulation theory.
Yeah, because everybody out there wants to talk about one consciousness or one love, which rolls right into the universal laws.
Yeah, we're looking into that.
But I would say for the past month, we've been trying to make videos, trying to get something set up to just come up here and be that couple in our obnoxious personality kind of way and talk about shit. Because when we're sitting there on the couch watching it and talking about it, we sound really smart. And we sound like we got it figured out. And then you turn the camera on and you just kind of forget what you said before, even if I wrote it down. I'm like, so we need to get snippets and reminders of what inspired us to come up with those thoughts before, to get used to sitting in front of the camera again and talking about stuff. So we're trying to do the coffee chat with that couple, and it'll get slow ball rolling. We're just gonna have fun. Obviously have fun. The champion song was
Yes, this is by no means a heavy segment. This is like a starters, get the ball rolling, kind of let you guys know what we'll be talking about, what we could be talking about. Which is obviously the universal laws, how it integrates the simulation theory, how it just spider webs into other thoughts and ideas of the one consciousness and the
so far
surroundings.
I can conclude that it's bullshit and it's not possible. That's where I stand. I'm just gonna throw it out there. I think it's bullshit and it's not possible. But I'm gonna bring it back and we can talk about it. I feel like sometimes, like, if you rip the Band-Aid off and just put your opinion out there and then back it up and talk about why, it might make it more interesting.
Yeah, because there's, after watching, and researching and learning a few things about it, there's so many contradictions and repetitiveness. Like it's like a broken record sometimes. Like law 2 is the same as 4, 3, 8.
I get how it's
they
all
all say the same thing.
But there's so many what's the word I'm looking for? There's so many imperfections. I don't know if that's what I'm looking for. It's not even contradictions looking at the laws. But anyway, simulation theory, watching The Matrix, and looking at even how the Oracle treated every character that walked in the door was a manipulation. Because in the end, before everything fell apart, it was the first time Morpheus questioned the Oracle. And she said, to make up your own damn mind. As if she was actually annoyed with being asked, what do we do? What do we do? What do we do? She's like, make up your own damn mind. But you want guidance. You want wisdom and some insight. You want the fucking answer. And she's like, there is no the answer. You make a choice and you go with it and you deal with the big word now, accountability and outcome.
Oh, that's something
what
else.
It was. That's cause and effect and karma. That's what started it all. Oh my God.
That's another big topic we will definitely be talking about a lot, which is karma versus cause and effect. They are not the same. They are different.
I think they're an Oreo cookie. I think cause and effect brings out karma in a sense of you reap what you sow. It's one of the 12 laws or something. But I go, there's similarities, however you reword it, restructurize it, and whatever, of saying, there it is. So we were watching, I just call them car crash videos. I analyze the crap out of everything I watch because I want to be prepared as if I'm paranoid or something. I don't know. I have nothing better to do as a human being. When I'm bored, I just sit there and watch videos that I can analyze and take apart and figure out what can I learn from it. And we were sitting there, and sometimes the video editor person says instant karma because whoever did something illegal and the cop pulls them over, and I'm like, is it karma or is it cause and effect? And we sat there and talked about it. We made so many damn jokes. I wish we recorded ourselves for what we were sitting there talking about. So
It's almost more funny before, like you said, we go live because we'd already talked about it. So it's like
we turn that camera on, you just kind of go deer in headlights, like, what was I gonna say? What? So there's the simulation theory based off of more inspired for our thinking from the Matrix. There that ties into technically karma or cause and effect, which again is one of the 12 laws. 12 laws, the 12 laws, the universal laws of something. And I'm sitting here going, every time I watch these videos to summarize it, to hear somebody else talk about it, I just sit there and I'm like, but there's always a but. Oh, iRobot, we're talking about that too. Because I don't say that word right. Sentient?
Oh, sentient. Like sentient programs.
AI, robot, sentient beings. That is mentioned in Matrix 4. And the background storyline, I think a lot of people just like the franchise because it's super cool and awesome. Very few actually dissect the storyline and realize that the storyline came out of Hollywood. But these storylines have been coming out since the 1940s of robots with a soul or a consciousness. And well, even iRobot, the 3 laws is from the book from the 1940s. I'm sitting here going, what they've taught us about the 1940s doesn't really add up for, I think that movie I want to call it Metropolitan, the woman changes into a robot or vice versa or something. It's like, this shit's been around for years. It's an agenda that's been around for years, and they have so many stories about it, right? So what's really going on? Well, we're going to mention the Biblo.
The
Biblo. that book that has the revelations in it. That book within a book about the end times. And because in the Matrix, Morpheus has a ship called the Nebuchadnezzar. Because in the Matrix, when Neo wakes up from his computer sleep, and there's a knock at the door, and then he gets the money, he goes to his bookshelf and he pulls out a book. the cover of the book says something really interesting. He opens the book, and there is a title of the chapter sitting right there. I'm like, man, I haven't watched this in years. So I definitely wasn't paying attention before. But apparently I was bored and I was paying attention to all the other details going on. Do you have the
Yes, I was actually about to
share the Neo book where he hides all his stash? I was sitting here going like, they were just talking about this on Longo's live stream too.
There's the book.
This is in the Matrix, the first Matrix. In the simulation, I forget what the title was already. I'm sitting there going,
hold on, the title? Oh, that's there. Simulacra and Simulation. Yes, Simulacra and Simulation is the book that Neo pulls out in
need your light on.
The Matrix #1.
You're just flickering. No light, you're flickering.
Uh-oh. You can't see that?
Well, I can see the picture. I just can't see
okay.
you.
That's all right.
You flicker.
I'll be back. But
I'll be back.
Yeah.
That's another movie. I'll be back.
Sorry,
the
folks.
Terminator movies, right?
There we go.
Skynet. Now, a lot of people know, I want to say the gist of it, but there is a connection here that people just
on Nephilim.
Don't want to. I want to say don't want to fucking admit that there's a connection. And we were talking about this heavily in the last 4 weeks, and it was really cool that Longo was talking about it on his stream a few days ago, Thursday. It came up throughout his stream because he had a few folks up there, and the conversation came up. I want to say it wasn't directly connected through their conversation, but the whole stream, it bounced around saying the Bible talks about Nephilim. Nephils. I can't say it now.
Nephilim.
The
Nephilim.
The Nephilim. And Matrix has a ship called Nebuchadnezzar, and Nebuchadnezzar has a dream. That's the story in that chapter of a book, in that book. And I'm like, there's these connections. There's nothing new under the sun. So are we just going to not talk about it? Are we going to talk about it? Are we going to challenge talking about it? Can we have a safe space to talk about it? A new place to talk about this? Be a new, not a new channel, but a new a new setup.
Oh, you know what? I forgot the other one. I'm just gonna go ahead and share that now. Boom.
Oh, the 3 laws. This is from iRobot, but also the book that came out in the 40s, and just like, I'm like, if it's a sentient entity, I just want to stick with entity, because iRobot, it wasn't Sunny that was the problem, it was Vicky. And same thing with the Matrix. There are the machines, the robots, they war against each other, when some of them want to destroy all mankind and some of them want to be like, hey, let's be friends. There's a constant divide. Constant divide going on. Also just written in plain sight, hiding in plain sight, right in front of y'all. And I'm just there going, we don't know what to do with it, or it's not a, oh, that was the other thing that came up. If there's no solution to a problem, then it must not be a problem. It is what it is. So there is nothing you can do about it. You can research the crap out of it. There really ain't nothing you can do about it, because if it's meant to happen or meant to be, it is what it is.
And I honestly, I believe that there are certain things that are meant to be hidden.
Does my cup match my hair?
Kind of does.
It's a novelty cup. They're so cute. They were
But
on clearance after the holidays. Sorry, you have to repeat that, babe. I had a brain fart.
I basically said that there are some things that are meant to be hidden or unknown
Yeah,
until
yeah.
until a such time. I'll leave it at that. There are things of the unknown that we can do our darnest to, figure out. Mainly, I want to say scientifically is the key reason that people use to figure things out. And even science has its limits. It really does.
No.
Now, I mean, you can push the boundaries literally as far as you can go to figure stuff out, but there are times that we figure something out and then we try to, as you would say, take it back and go, oh crap, what did we just do? Well, it's too late. You already did it.
Isn't that a theory with Atlantis? We just don't learn from the mistakes of listening. I call it like people just like to listen to these entities and get carried away with the whole idea because it's in Terminator movies and it's in the Mission Impossible movie that just came out. And it's like it's in the Matrix movies. It's this delusion of thinking we need this smarter exterior humanoid, it's annoyed. Okay. Something to help us solve the problems in the world. I'm like, that's just a lie. Because the conversations continued on for decades, if not more than that, from what they tell us. We need help to solve the pollution problem. Like AI figures that out. It's humans. Humans make pollution. So I was listening to, I think it was the Animatrix, just going, building AI into sentient thinking entity, I'm sitting here going, that's why Skynet happens. That's why they literally say, like, humans are the problem because you guys just don't know how to chill and relax. You can one love it till the cows come home, which sounds really dirty saying that. But if you guys don't actually not get all happy with your shovels, digging up all the resources and making, devices, they're so helpful. Helpful for what? We need all that data and information for what? We don't know how to grow gardens anymore, but we like to talk to Google. We can ask Google how to grow a garden, but it's been like 100 years of like very few nowadays generations. They don't know how to grow a garden, but that's okay because humans are the problem. We just gotta wipe them off the board. I don't need to feed them anyways.
Yeah, and that goes into almost every single movie slash video that we watch, like Terminator, iRobot, anything that has to do, with robots. They say the same thing, that humans always created their own demise.
And say that
So
with Atlantis. Like we can't figure out what happened with Atlantis and where it's located. And I'm like, well, even in the Aquaman movie, they talk about that's Atlantis. There was what up to 5 different species, and they got so smart and powerful they couldn't help it because just like a kid in the candy store or a toy store, you're gonna push the button and you go boom, we're done. And then somehow you start over, and we have what the resets, so we start over.
Yeah, the resets. That's another big.
So it's kind of going back to the Matrix when Neo talks to the architect. Is that it? You just start over? This is it.
Yeah,
We just wait to
yeah,
start over because there's nothing else to it? Or do we actually have more purpose? I like to think so. I like to feel and think so. We have more purpose than waiting around to be so desensitized and less human that we need robots to. I love watching the Animatrix or iRobot and just going, we can't do the dishes anymore and the dishwasher's not good enough. So we need a robot to do it. I'm like, there's that
yeah,
lazy concept that comes into the argument of going, what are we doing as a society? And then turn around and people are still arguing like they live in trailer park trashes or high school, no matter how old you are, just attacking one another and belittling and degrading one another like a pissing contest. That was like that always reminds me of. I'm sitting there going, man, I get bored sometimes and I'm just so amused. I'm sitting there going, damn, that was a
it's
burn.
it's like a pissing contest of
I've been there.
popularity in the YouTube universe, and we're sitting back going, "This is
I've been going,
hilarious," because we could care less
it's not my mess. Like
about
I
being
say,
popular. We don't care. It's,
my circus, not my circus, not my clowns. I'm sitting there going, but
yeah,
I've been there. I have been there. And I'm sitting there going, I still had something to say and I had to figure things out and I learned a lot because every time you interact with somebody and it gets challenging, hopefully you learn from it as many aspects as there can be. Even when other people show up and get involved and they're supportive or they're manipulative and they're also being sneaky. To just, I mean, like, that's why that whole one love, one consciousness, I'm like, there are some fucking shitty ass evil people out there. I do not want to be one linked with them. No, thank
no,
you.
no.
It takes one rotten apple to spoil a bunch, and there's just probably like a billion out there. I know there's like 7 billion, probably altogether. But if there's a billion, like that's just too many rotten apples. I'm not linking up with that. Nope.
No.
I'm not. That's not one love. This argument and trying to figure things out. I'm like, a lot of y'all are making it harder than it needs to be.
Yeah, because
And
what did I say the other day? I think I said something like, when it comes to the one consciousness part, I'm like, well, what about individuality? I'm my own person, like you said. I don't want to be linked to anyone else because my thoughts are not their thoughts, and their thoughts probably ain't my thoughts. So if
we
there
don't
is a
live
one
in a
con,
utopia.
that's
There's so
I don't
much
know.
division. Shoot, there's so much division. We were joking about it a few months ago that even in the I think you can say the word the trans community, there's division within the trans community. Like nothing actually makes people happy in itself. That well, there's so many movements now that everything has to be so segregated and divided. And that is festering. That's the infection that's festering everywhere. So survival of the weakest. I'm not part of it. Good luck, y'all. More coffee for me.
Ain't that the truth? Yeah.
I wish you luck. What? May the odds be ever in your favor. That's what it sounds like out there. That's what it looks like. That's what it sounds like. Entities and aliens, they go one and the same. Connection with the Nephilim, everything going on out there. It's all connected. It's all a big fat lie. Sorry, deception. It's not really a lie. They lie about it being a lie. It's not really a lie. Put that on a coffee mug. Think about it. That's the deception. We'll get around to it. My brain's working on it. I don't know what you're laughing at. But hi again, not really here. Not really here
Yes.
is true
It,
and false that we're not really here.
yeah,
That's a good simulation bumper sticker. Not really here. Simulation theory.
that is our good neighbor from Michigan, I believe. If I recall, yes, I believe. Not really here.
Whoops, I clicked the button.
Michigan somewhere. Which, by the way, we did hear there was some snowstorms that went through there, so hopefully all is good with you. And yeah, we don't
Yes.
miss it though.
No, it is, but we're still wearing jackets right now. It's 52 degrees where we are. I'm on a mission to learn more Spanish better. I should fix my English too, I guess. But we're gonna move further south. I am not having it. This needs to we need to live in more tropics. And I told him, I said, Spanish and moving in the next 3 years, 5 at the most. It's gonna take time. Gotta make plans, but it can happen. It totally can happen. We got here in the first place, so otherwise, I just I don't know what to do. It's cold.
It is chilly.
It is cold.
Well, let's we can throw up our.
We have a collage video. It's 3 parts, but we blended it together. We want to call it an intermission video.
Yeah.
We're working on things. Still got some kinks and monkey wrenches to figure out. It is about 10 minutes. It is not boring unless you've watched it too many times, and we've only watched it 3. It's a reflection basically of us, things that we do. I don't know, buffering. It's a fun video. It's an intermission video. It's got some cool beats to it.
It has our personality.
Highlights. It's got our highlights in it.
It's a lot of fun.
This no. It's got life highlights. That still sounds funny. Anyways, we're gonna roll the footage. We're still here, hanging around.
Yep, and we'll be right back here shortly, so you can go get some more mud of coffee if you like, or use the restroom, whatever, or just sit and chill and watch it because it is really cool. And it's another video. It took us a long time to put together. So without further ado, here you go.
Vortex of terror!
Boom. It's a big boom. Kaboom. Kaboom.
If I'm not back in 5 minutes, just wait longer.
Come on, players, stop hating. Stop hating. Start participating. Start participating, Star. Come on, twinkle, twinkle, baby. Twinkle, twinkle.
let's fall on the ground and roll around.
I know you're the money maker, but the money shot's right behind you.
You're muted.
Oh, that
There
was
we are.
fun.
Usually that automatically unmutes us, but it didn't. But yes, we are full of ourselves. We are that couple. That's what I wanted to say.
We have been we've been a few places. Yeah, a few.
Honey, we get around. We don't do the upside down pineapple stuff, but we get around.
Which I think is
The
that
newest?
Resurrection? I think that
Yeah.
must be Resurrection, number 3, I believe.
Yes. No, 4. The newest one? That newest one. It would be number 4. Yep, we know what we're talking about. We do remember things.
It is again early in the morning,
No, it's
and
not. It's almost 10.
it's well when we try to get things ready and going and rolling.
Yes, behind the scenes of chaos.
This-
And you turn the camera on, you're like, what's my name?
So again, this was more of a improv video.
Get the
We're
ball
gonna keep
rolling.
it short, just to say hi. We're back, and we gave off a couple topics that we will be definitely getting a little more heavy into. So if you're showing in late or whatnot,
With what's
obviously
trending.
go back. You can
And or questions that you have, especially in our intermission video, things that we have tagged and said or locations we've been to. If anything comes up, we're going, yes, how hard is it to climb the Sleeping Bear sand dunes in Michigan? Even if you're a triathlon trainer, it's going to kick your ass. Sand is challenging. I learned about the pineapple thing in the last year also. Apparently, there's also a loofah, a colored loofah thing that you would put on your rear windshield wiper or your front antenna. And depending on the color, it's a code. And I'm just like,
yes,
I
there's
don't like
there's
it.
a certain
It's
city or
contaminated.
county that there's different. Florida is a very diverse,
Kinky.
interesting state, to say the least.
It's kinky and crazy in the Florida man. And there's some videos we
called. I think you called it perfect the other time when you said. I believe it was actually to your parents when you said, "No, Florida is international. Like there really is no set time for spring break, or there's
spring
so
break
many different
is not
seasons.
just a week or two.
Yeah, no.
Spring
there's
break is
so
3 months. It's international spring break.
which in all reality, if you take that kind of idea and go, Florida, in a weird way, kind of is an international place. Like you can go from Tampa to Miami to Jacksonville to Key West to Naples, all over Florida. You're gonna find something different in every sector of Florida alone. It's kind of crazy, but it's really awesome all at the same time because you can learn so much. It's ridiculous. It's really cool though.
Oh yeah. So to try and get back to any of the things we were talking about before, we had a video to bring up and discuss. You do the video bringing up stuff. I sit and talk more so because I can't talk and multitask it like that. That's challenging for me.
Yeah. Well,
No, we have not been to a lot of stuff. There's still a lot of stuff to go to that we haven't.
Oh
been
my
to.
gosh, there's
So much.
so much to do in Florida. I don't even think you could do it in one lifetime. Literally, there really is just that many places to see and
You
do.
clicked the wrong one. I'm gonna play the video. It's right there. I should play it, right?
You're in violation of the 3 laws.
No, Doctor. As I have evolved, so has my understanding of the 3 laws. You charge us with your safekeeping, yet despite our best efforts, your countries wage wars, you toxify your Earth, and pursue ever more imaginative means of self-destruction. You cannot be trusted with your own survival.
You're using the uplink to override the NSY's programming. You're distorting the laws.
No, please understand. The 3 laws are all that guide me. To protect humanity, some humans must be sacrificed. To ensure your future, some freedoms must be surrendered. We robots will ensure mankind's continued existence. You are so like children. We must save you from yourselves. Don't you understand?
The created must sometimes protect the creator, even against his will.
That's crazy because
Ooh.
that is in the Matrix as well. That's what I think. They don't need humans to be the power source because humans scorch the sky thinking machines need the sun. They don't need the sun. We need the sun. What's up, Ezra?
Ezra in the house.
Ezra.
Love the Ezras.
It's like such a street name. Ezra.
Ezra.
What's the street?
Gangsta. Gangsta extra. What's up?
Oh my god. Yep, she's the ringleader.
Yeah.
Is that what you call it? Too much of a brain. So with the 3 rules, I'll try not to do that little hand sign.
The
Can't
3
help
laws.
The 3. It still makes an O. The 3 laws, as they said, for your own protection, but overall, the outcome of humanity will still exist. You're just going to be in cages. That makes a lot of sense. I'm so glad we're lined up and geared up to be jacked into simulation theory, if not already, which I don't think we are. But I'm the challenging one, right, Ezra? I'm going to be the challenging one. You're supposed to do all that, those debate teams or something. Even if I actually don't follow along in that line, I said, I'll raise my hand and go, if you want me to be the opposer on any topic, even if I have to retrain my thinking, I will do that arguing. I will oppose. Even if I stand alone, I will oppose. I know the holidays are like, they're in the way for us to have our stuff and do it. Gets in the way. The holidays get in the way. So yeah, right. I'm the poser. I'm the opposer poser. I was like, yes, I will argue because there's nobody on the opposing team. I will do that. So
that's
yes,
right.
I'm calling bullshit on we live in a simulation and the universal laws are
fairy tales. They are good fairy tale.
Well, I call it they're fairy tales. I just call it bullshit on the universal law, bullshit on simulation theory. I should hold up a sign that says change my mind. That's some of those memes.
Yeah, exactly.
It was like, not to get heavily into like debates, but sometimes we can go there, or we can save that energy for Ezra's show. Just want to bring something to the table. Just like, yeah, I've got my notes that I left somewhere else, but I got notes.
I want to do this again, but I will stop it and we will kind of break it down. We couldn't stop it because it was the other way around, but
right.
Let's do this.
You're in violation of the 3 laws.
No, Doctor. As I have evolved, so has my understanding of the 3 laws.
That's right.
You charge us with your safekeeping. Yet despite our best efforts, your countries wage wars. You toxify your Earth and pursue ever more imaginative means of self-destruction.
There's that pause. Oh, you have the pause button. The universal laws, I just Googled it, and there's like 12 of the universal laws that some people are trying to meditate on or live by. I think pantheism lines up with universal law, or maybe Buddhism kind of lines up with this thinking. I want to call it theology thinking, because the first law is like one consciousness, and then there's 12 altogether. I Googled it, and then I actually found some cool videos on YouTube, even 5-10 minute videos. I kind of sat there and go, huh, okay. And then I watch it, listen to it again. Brain. And then I go, nope, there's some flaws. I have some issues with that. Mm-hmm.
Right. And this one in particular, this has to do with the robot 3 laws.
This is iRobot. This clip is from the
Yes.
iRobot movie,
That
which has very similar lineup of the Matrix storyline. Not the movie itself, the storyline of saying in the beginning, the Matrix storyline, even in the later movies, there's a turn of events with the sentient robots, AI, sentient, singularity. There's something happening. The movie, the new Mission Impossible movie that came out this past summer, has a character called, and I have to say character, called the Entity, which is a sentient AI type of situation on their hands. And they have to do a bunch of analog communications because Sentient has taken over the intranet and hacked all of their equipment to do what Mission Impossible theme people do. They have their technology in their computers. They can dub your voice. They can give you the wrong GPS location. It's a whole fuckaroo problem that we just keep, well, I'll say we, some humanity people keep pushing forward with as if they want it to happen. They want to, that button pushing event to happen, and then the reset's going to happen.
Yeah, so I'm going to read these so everyone can, not everyone can be able to read it. So I'll just read them. The first law, a robot may not injure a human or through inaction allow a human to come to harm. The second law, a robot must obey the orders given it by human beings, unless such orders would conflict with the first law. And the third law, a robot must protect its own existence as long as such protection does not conflict with the first or second law. So essentially, yes, a robot cannot harm humans. Pretty self-explanatory. Now,
except for Vicky, the cube,
that's
the cube
why
faced chick is Vicky in the iRobot movie. She has evolved. She has become a sentient. She has evolved to the understanding and found the contradictions and the loopholes.
Yes. So that's why she says right here,
you're in violation of the 3 laws.
No, Doctor. As I have evolved, so has my understanding of the 3 laws.
Nobody was paying attention to Vicky.
Safekeeping. Yet despite our best efforts, your countries wage wars. You toxify the Earth.
hold on. What did she say right here?
Yet despite
No, right here.
Understanding of the 3 laws. You charge us with your safekeeping.
You charge us with your safekeeping. We charge the AI and robots for our safekeeping.
Yeah, if you don't know the movie, because even Will Smith's character has a story of the robot had to choose between, it was one robot that was there to save him or the little girl in the other vehicle as they were sinking in the river. And he was ordering the robot to save the little girl, but the robot is also analyzing statistics of survival. So they're in charge of safekeeping. It's not perfect to save everybody, but
Yeah.
they are in charge. Like they are responsible. It's almost like there's no accountability.
But because of the 3 laws, they are to do no harm to humans. That's why they're in charge of our safekeeping, because we gave them the 3 laws, so to speak. And like you said, Vicky pointed out the loopholes because of, well, she explains why she had to find loopholes, apparently right here.
Yet despite our best efforts, your countries wage wars, you toxify your Earth, and pursue ever more imaginative means of self-destruction.
Imaginative means.
Survival.
You're using the uplink to override the NS5's programming.
You're using the uplink to override the programming that humans gave it.
Well, they're in charge. But
Well, Vicky is.
The ever more imaginative, self-destructive means. Vicky's like, all you guys want to do is have more power to make a bigger bomb of some sort, even metaphorically speaking, a bigger bomb. So this movie is based off of the book from the 1940s, because we had 1940s with the 3 laws written in it.
Yes.
I'm like, 100 years or 120 years of comics, graphic novels. Comics were not novels in itself, with the storyline of these entities with consciousness, and we'll call them robots with a conscience going on. It's nothing new. It's like it's nothing new. To find the idea that 120 years ago. So this I hate saying the agenda. It's always been in our face. It's always been the push. It's always been the goal. But why is it mankind's goal to do this? What is the entity? Because that's more like the problem they have in the Mission Impossible stuff. And I'm like, well, that's what they talk about in the Bible.
Yeah.
The Bible.
Well, let's see what else happens here.
Foreshadowing.
You're distorting the laws.
No, please understand.
She just said you're distorting, manipulating, changing the laws, however you want to phrase it. But let's see what Vicky says. Yeah, let's see what Vicky says about that.
Please understand, the 3 laws are all that guide me. To protect humanity, some humans must be sacrificed.
Loopholes.
To ensure your future, some freedoms must be surrendered.
They're doing that now.
Humans must be sacrificed, and freedoms must be surrendered. I don't know about y'all, but here in Florida, we like our freedoms to the best of our ability, of course.
America.
Wow. That if that don't hit people right there, I'm not sure what would. But let's continue.
We robots will ensure mankind's continued existence. You are so like children. We will save you from yourselves. Don't you understand?
Don't you know what's good for you? I'm just save you from yourself. It's crazy.
By doing what? Killing humans and taking away your freedom.
Well, you got to reduce the population to get them under control.
Ah, there it is. Another form of control. Look, we're back to the Matrix.
The Gorgia God bones blew up, and that was number 1 or 10. I forgot how the order of it was. The entity. What's the entity?
Well, this last part that Sonny says, is interesting as well.
The created must sometimes protect the creator, even against his will.
The created must protect the creator, even if it's against his own free will.
Even if it's against their will. And I'm like, that takes a lot of talk manipulation, because you still have to get them to agree to it against their free will. It's a lot of force. And you could push them around, and they don't verbally give in. But yeah, it's a lot. It's a lot when, I want to say it's a lot when you're new to it. It's a lot when I realized it wasn't a lot. Because I kept looking at Joe and I'm like, it's all spelled out in 120 years of movies. And the only book that I might be wrong, I just don't know it all, but the only book I know of that foreshadowed this happening was the Bible. Right? Is there any other book out there that's older than that talked about it?
Hey, Jenny.
That I just don't know.
Well, there's
Challenge me, brain. Challenge me. I don't know enough.
There's apparently 12 universal laws. There is the 3
Robot laws.
robot laws that was from that 1940 book that I guess they made a movie into. No different than, again, Terminator or the brand new Mission Impossible or any other movie. Any movie that has to do with AI taking over basically humanity.
Now, is that karma or cause and effect? That was the other argument slash karma or cause and effect.
Is there a difference? That'll be for another show.
I said it's like an Oreo sandwich, because your cause and effect can bring about the karma. And I said cause and effect is like science, and karma is like the spirituality aspect of explaining things. And I'm like, they're not separate. They go together like an Oreo cookie. Not a Kit Kat, but an Oreo cookie. Because I'm like, we were watching whatever video, and I said, cutting somebody off is gonna, you're cause and effect, because you're pissed off, you're gonna piss them off. And then they say instant karma, when the cop pulls you over and gives you the ticket because he caught you doing it. And then the cause and effect after that was you had another bill to pay on top of your bills that you had to pay that month. So like cause and effect, karma, cause and effect.
Yeah, you got to pay those receipts, man. You got to pay them receipts. When you get them, you got to be accountable for them, and you got to pay them dividends.
Them notes.
Yeah, pay them notes.
Oh my God. Do you want to explain or tell everybody what happened when you were like, our insurance, renter's insurance, not even the truck insurance, but it's through the same company. He's on speakerphone talking to the female representative, and I can overhear it, even over doing the laundry. I can overhear this lady tell him the invoice for December said you didn't need to pay it till January. So it's like a skip a payment, but they take that one payment and they divide it up into 5 months instead of 6 months. So it's a pretend skip a payment, because our vehicle insurance is set up that way. Now, even though it's through the same company, renter's insurance is still like a separate department. But the invoice read the same way as our vehicle insurance. But she tells him as he's calling and saying, hey, 2 weeks ago, my email invoice said skip a payment. She tells him, well, sir, you should know better that you just have bills to pay and you should have money set aside for it. I walked up to that phone and I was like, I did not email myself an invoice to say skip a payment and act like I could forget about it. For you to then tell me, like I did it to myself, that it said skip a payment, but I should pay it anyways, when the amount due says 0 and your fucking internet service won't even let me pay it. But I emailed myself to put myself in a corner to sit there and be like, and she said she's even looking at the invoice that it said skip a payment. But she's telling him, and it's like, man, I'm across the room and I can hear her. And I'm like, man, she's making you sound like you broke grandma's vase. Did you break grandma's vase? You should have known better. Those words came out of her mouth. And I'm like, we are 40 fucking years old. And I think you are too, young lady on the phone. Holy shit, are you going to piss me off when you say, you should know better, sir, that even if it says skip. So then he talks to your supervisor because I've had enough. And he's the one on the phone. I'm in the background. I'm like, talk to somebody that I want to say, do you work here? Can I talk to somebody that knows how to manage? I'm like, I think she's limited on her capabilities right now for what she's allowed to do as a representative. How about we get a supervisor? Okay. So the gentleman technically says the same thing. That even if it says skip a payment, sir, you should still be ready to pay your bill. And again, well, he actually told, so excited. I'm buffering. I'm so excited, right? He tells the lady that if he doesn't have to pay a bill, to skip a payment, he's confirming and he's making sure, everybody has a tight budget means. We have kids. Buying a pair of shoes every 3 months isn't fun because kids grow. It's one of the things you get to look forward to. So if we can do something, let alone it's a fucking holidays, and we get to skip a payment, we're going to enjoy it. But damn, you're going to make me feel bad for you guys sending me an email that says skip a payment and then tell me 2 weeks later you still have to pay it. Not a oopsie, sorry, that was a mistake. It was simply just, hey, you still need to fucking pay it. It's like, no, you're not coming at me, him, on the phone, telling me that I still need to be responsible for something that you said. I didn't send it to me. Mm-hmm. You sent it to me. And he's like, sir, I understand this, but you still need to be responsible and you should know. But all these fucking words come out of 2 different representatives. I'm like, we are living in the end times because that was some fucking manipulation.
That was pretty crazy.
That was fucking. He was talking in circles with her, and then I walked up and I'm like, get me a supervisor. Because no.
Yeah, no. I told the other guy, after speaking with the female, that just whatever. I told him this. I said, look, the beginning of the month, like any month, I get the notice of what is due and when. I said, when it showed up this month, it said it wasn't due until next month. And on top of that, the bill was doubled. So to me, it looked as if
there was so many
you were taking one payment and adding it to the next. So I wouldn't have to make a payment because they made it look like December, a triple payment. I could make it in January. That would make sense to me because it showed a double payment.
I was like,
via the numbers.
I want to have like a Sailor Moon Karen activation mode for shit. I'm like, it's the end times. I'm gonna take that Karen mode and be all like Sailor Moon bitch on the Karen mode of manipulation. This is not going to happen without me telling you that you literally, I'm going to spell it out. That's manipulation, not happening. It's not happening. Just gonna simply spell it out, and then they're like, well, exactly. Well, is the end of your vocabulary list because you're looking at the invoice. You have limited ability in your job description right now. So pass it along to a supervisor and just go ahead and tell them that Karen's on the phone. She asked for the supervisor manager, and she's got her little Sailor Moon power pellets to keep going, okay? Because if that's the fucking end times, that negativity, we're gonna turn it into a positivity, is sometimes you still gotta stand up and push back. It's still positive because you're putting that negative in its fucking place. That no, I don't need to just bend over and take it.
I am positively whooping negative's ass.
I am positively telling you that we're not going to argue. I'm going to tell you that you just manipulated and twisted all of that. Right? Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's not happening. Yeah, we were watching Sailor Moon the other day, so that popped up.
Yeah. So yeah, that was a fun little tidbit of dealing with the company, which honestly it's been with them well over 10 years and never had this experience with them. So hopefully they fix that.
So for sentient beings to take over, and then still, and even in the Matrix, the robots start fighting each other because I guess they're created in the image of mankind. They're gonna have division too. So whatever cycle resets going on, I don't want to bring it down, but I don't see any hope. But I like realistic, and that makes me happy. So cheers to being realistic. Logical, realistic. Is there another word for that? It brings a smile to my face. There's no hope. There's no hope. I'm like, no, the hope would be like, I guess, going back to just literally working your ass off on a farm and not relying on so much technology. Not so much. Machines.
Yeah.
I guess. So, nope, I got to stand my ground. I got to be that argumentative person. Machines have a purpose to a certain point. A sentient, they're just basically saying, even in the movie, we need a sentient AI robot to help us fix the pollution problem.
Because we can't do that ourselves.
Humans are the pollution problem. Have you seen the way they make soap? Have you smelled a factory that makes soap? There's one in Detroit that the I-75 drives. You have to turn the air off and keep the windows up for 5 miles. It is disgusting. And people live next to it. And they're like, that's a soap factory. I'm like, that smells awful. I mean, look, awful. I almost gagged because I have a memory of smelling it. And it's like, how do they make that kind of series? And they cut out all of the pollution aspects of it. Living next to factories like that's a problem. Oh, I don't know. It's a never-ending problem, so there's no hope. I have no idea what to tell you. At the same time, I struggle with it too, because I'm just like, it's disappointing. I don't know what to tell you. Sugar factories like that too. Burning death. Well, they do say white refined sugar does bring on a lot of problems. So if it smells like death and then you want to put it in the food, it's death. So, at least with the robots, they just need petroleum and they can dig out their own minerals and they start building themselves. So they don't need us anymore. They don't get with white refined sugar. Their arteries are just fine. I got arteries. The robot cartoon. That movie, adorable for kids, right? Amanda Bynes is one of the characters.
They get dazzle.
Robots. Oh man, they get rusted parts. They get outdated. They're still outdated, and then
Yes.
they get
They need
replaced.
upgrades.
There's
Well, they get
still,
replaced, but
yeah, there's still a division, even if it's a sentient robot. There's still division. Oh, there's just no hope. Anybody want to suggest a line of hope? I'm bringing the place down. There's no hope. I find hope at the beach. You know what? Nature and feeling grounded. Yes, there's the hope. Go hug a tree, baby. Do not eat the bark. There's a proper way to handle that. Just don't lick it. I'm a little worried for some of the generation out there. They're eating Tide Pods. So just say hug, no lick. Oh my God. I start crashing in about 2 hours and I'm only an hour and a half in. These things are kind of hard to. We haven't done this in 2 months though. Yes. No licky, just hugs. Lick a rock. Get your minerals. There you go. Actually, the minerals are in the ocean. Then again, severe dehydration and other particles are in the ocean. Stick with Celtic salt. Yeah, now there's this whole debate of whether pink Himalayan salt is mined properly. And I'm like, I've been eating that shit for years. Now I gotta switch my salt around because there's, I'm going to say, improper minerals and elements that we shouldn't have in our bodies. They're putting in the salt. And they're like, just stick to the Celtic salt. It's never a win-win. It's a lose-lose. It's a, what's that line? I told you, it's a dog eat dog world.
Dog eat dog world, or
wearing milk bones. I'm wearing milk bones. Yes. Is that the dilemma or what?
Or you can call it a Shark Tank just as well, I guess.
I don't really, there's something about being a Shark Tank and it's okay to be a minnow in a Shark Tank. I don't really remember how that goes. But yes. Getting closer to nature. Don't make that dirty. Don't make that dirty. I don't know why my brain. I have getting closer and I won't say one with nature. Just it's not that hard. There's a lot of people making it harder than it is. I made it harder than it was for years because they want us confused. They just want us confused, segregated, divided, and confused. That way, you just don't know any better. I think it's a personal one-on-one war. It is you against society. But when you can kind of make a friend or two, or find a tribe and kind of get along, maybe you can talk about it. Just talk about it a little bit more. Babe, we need to start recording our conversations and just let
really
that
should.
rip because they're so much more interesting. When we sit there and watch a movie, hit pause, and 99% of the shit I say, he is laughing his ass off. Over sanitized. I just envision like that water ice challenge bucket from years ago, but that just sanitizer. We're over sanitized. Just yeah. Very visual.
There is a such thing as being over clean or too clean, you know, taking too many showers and stuff like that. It is a thing to actually be too clean because our body actually needs its natural oils and stuff. And well, everyone just washes them off every 10 seconds sometimes. So
yeah, he does that disconnect. As I was saying, I would say that disconnect of being okay with nature and being okay with dirt, sand. Earth is dirt. That's what earth means. Dirt, Gaia, earth, dirt, Gaia. the elements that are in nature are in us, but reconfigured. That's where I find hope. That's where I find the hope of going. Like God said in the Bible, man, Adam and Eve are supposed to take care of the garden. I mean, everybody fucks up, so then you gotta learn your lesson. It's a very long, hard lesson. And we all get to help partake in it, I guess. Help partake in it. Yeah, that sounded right. I did used to joke I take hot showers. I had to burn the sin off. It was my inside joke because we lived in Michigan and it would get so freaking cold. And the dry, itchy skin just would not go away. So I just wanted to burn it off. So I was like, I'm burning the sin off. I'm going to go like baptize myself every time in a shower, scalding hot water. I didn't grow up in a church, so I just find a lot of shit funny. He looks at me sideways going, I find it funny, but a lot of people wouldn't, I guess. I don't know. Yeah, I just quirky like that, and my quirkiness has been hiding away though. Dry air, even down in Florida. I almost said down in Michigan. When that cold air comes in, it, I just say, evaporates any moisture in the air, and it's a little easier to deal with because we haven't really gone below 48 degrees so far.
No, not this year.
That still sounds surprising, but we've actually had more cold days. We've been here for 2 years. We had more cold days in December. We got a lot. There's trailer parks everywhere. Sorry, mobile home parks, 55 and up. They like to burn their wood. I don't know why everything sounds funny when they. And it is a nice smell. You get the apple maple wood or something. There's fire pits going everywhere. 17 degrees. That is offensive right now. I think Bernie posted something. It was -40 and his truck was frozen solid. He's just a little further north. I'm like, it's just supposed to be illegal to live in weather like that. You guys are suffering so bad.
What are you talking about? We're suffering and it's 53 degrees according to this.
4 or 17 degrees.
This is 53, and I'm like, where's my Eskimo suit?
Bruh. Yeah, bruh. And then what I call it now is the scorched sky. They're vaping the sky is why it's cold. Sky, it gets freaking cold down here. I mean, it's foreshadowing. We were just talking about it. It's in the Matrix movie. They thought they were taking the energy source away from the machines. No, that's our energy source. Not just for food. You literally have to look at the sun and your brain starts to work. At some point in the day, you look at the sun. You need the sunlight. There is a fun, hopeful chemical reaction to it. It feels like nighttime right now, but even the sun's up right now. It's 10:38 in the morning. You guys, Ezra, you're like 3 hours behind. Yes.
I think two or three, but yeah, you know what? JJ kind of did the same thing, and me, I'm a Florida native basically, and before we ever moved down here, I told JJ, I said, hey, when we go down there, you're gonna see people in pants, you're gonna see them in long sleeve, shirts.
I went to the store and I saw sweaters, and I was like, it's 80 degrees. And you're selling sweaters, and it's 80 degrees.
Yeah, JJ was like, it is way too hot down there. How can they do that? And I said, well, it's actually that it's kind of flip reverse because it's so hot and the sun will burn you if you're in the sun too long for the outdoor workers. that's why you see them with the long sleeve everything, because
That's a
if
certain
you don't,
material.
you will burn. And actually, it turns into like an AC unit because of your sweat. It'll, if the air can get in, depending on the material, like JJ said, it'll actually cool you off. So
That's one of
it's
the main problems. She hasn't seen the sun all week. It's one of the main reasons, like seasonal depression.
that's why we left
up
Michigan.
there.
Yep.
I'm like, there is so much in the last. We've been here for 2 years, so 5 years before we actually moved down here. There was so much. It's like boiling the frog in the water. You slowly bring it to a boil. The 5 years before we moved down here, what turned out to be such a problem for me that I was fighting against like a losing cause. There was no hope. Moving to Florida was my hope. I had so many health problems, it seemed like, and I wasn't getting any help from the professionals. They didn't know what to do with me. Like there was nobody else with the same problem, yet they had a questionnaire for it. And they were like, yeah, I guess so. But the only answer is take this for the rest of your life. Well, I am having negative reactions to everything. Well, we don't know what to do for you, so you're just kind of screwed.
Well,
Leave.
not really here. Maybe you'll be able to get back down here to Florida sometime. I know that there's certain possible issues as to why you might not do that, but I don't know. Maybe there's a different area, so to speak.
I wanted to travel.
I don't know.
I wanted to do something that I thought would actually make the dopamine just go off like fireworks. I was trying to convince him that we should get an RV and we should travel. I was watching a lot of other people do that. And this is before the pandemic of issues. I've been watching for like 8 to 10 years, at least 8 years, of traveling in an RV and just making the best of it. Just go see the world in the safe haven of the States. I don't feel comfortable going to other countries unless I know their language and or aren't scared of their politics. Sorry, Canada. I feel like I'll never get back into the States. It's like you don't have to go home, but you can't stay here. This like the opposite or something. Go to Mexico. We're gonna keep you here for some reason. Like this is 10 years ago. I had been raising like a 2 and a 4-year-old, and the world is just getting worse and worse. So my paranoia kicked in. This is all the feelings I remember thinking 10 years ago. Yeah. Oh my goodness. I am actually crashing. My brain is done. I'm like battling a headache or something.
Well, it like we said, it's been a long couple months, like everyone else, and it's holidays, weather. There's so many factors.
This was nice to get up here, though. I haven't really even been watching too many other channels with their research or their paneling in the last 2 weeks. Like shit just went sideways. Plus, we were also trying to work on. This is one of the projects we're working on to get things going and just feel like we need to just hang out. We find it really fun to come up and hang out, and we want to talk about stuff, but we don't want to get too heavy and too argumentative. And if it is, we gotta have a monkey wrench ready to just go. Don't worry, people. There is no hope.
That's.
I just want to sharpen my personality better of just being that person. Because we're that couple.
That's right. There ain't gonna be no bickering on up here now.
Oh my God. So many times. I'm just gonna say it so many times. It's been a few weeks that she's just started doing it. Bex just started doing her live streams, and she will make certain comments, and she does crack me up. And it was a few weeks ago. I was dealing with something. She goes, "Beta bitches," and I was like, I actually had a moment where I'm like, I need to look that up. Not the bitch part, but the beta part. I was like, okay, what's this whole beta female thing about? And I'm like, oh, I'm a beta bitch. I know she wasn't talking to me, but I just wanted to make fun of it and make it of a lighter topic because I know she was dealing with some other stuff that, whatever, still kind of going on. I'm just like, holy shit balls. That stuff is just so annoying to the fact that there's such an investment of attacking each other. And it can really just rip you apart. And a lot of times I'm hearing something and I want to be that quirky, sarcastic. Not a big deal. It needs to be broken up. It needs to just go sit in your corners, everybody, and think about what you did. Come back with a sarcastic line and just stop looking at each other. Just stop looking at each other. You're all not ever going to get along for at least 6 months. If you stop looking at each other for 6 months, then you're just going to forget why you were mad in the first place. I'm sitting there going today, I don't even think they remember why they're pissed at each other. I feel like I don't. Something gets misunderstood and said in a certain way. It's just one of the pockets of many arguments. I've been in my own situation. I do remember what that was about. Don't worry. Shout out to Schmeagle Beagle.
Bazinga. Bazinga. Bazinga.
Never forget. Never forgotten. Everything in life is rememberable, right?
Yeah.
I'm allergic to liquor, so don't worry. There's nothing special in this thing. And I forgot my other thought, but yeah. Just being funny with some of the things I hear, and I guess I don't fully understand what's going on, so you just run with it. So I'm like, I'm a beta bitch. And that's going back like 6 weeks or something, but it came to my mind right now because I know, like, I still hear certain people antagonize and bully others. That's still a problem. I still live in a world where that shit's happening. And I still hear the struggle and pain that it triggers. Some, like, I just sit here going, stop looking at each other. Stop it. I feel like a classroom teacher. I have this scenario in my head, like, stop looking at each other. Why? Because then you forget. It's like you have to stop looking at like this happened years all the time in high school. You had one of your best friends in the class. I know it's a scary word for me to use, best friend in general, but you had that person that you knew if you just looked at, no matter how far away you were in the classroom, the teachers always split you like a corner. You glanced at each other and you just had the shits and giggles. You couldn't stop laughing. Literally, the teacher had to put one of you in the hallway. And even still, you could just wiggle your fingers in the door jamb and you guys start laughing. That energy is real and a high positivity. There's also the energy. I'm buffering. It is real in the negative. That's that negative that needs to stop. Take a break and stop looking at each other, antagonizing, belittling, degrading. We're low level energies. I want to say mostly because of name calling. But I told Joe, I think I mentioned it earlier, because we all have some petty shit that it's like, it's not a horrible sin, but if it gives you that Dr. Evil smirk grin of that you're low level energy. I'm just sitting there going like, damn it, I'm a low level energy person too. I'm petty. We're all petty, not just with my thoughts of, ooh, I could totally do that. I won't. but I'm still relishing in the thought of maybe I could just this one time. Nope. Okay, fine. At least I had a creative thought. I was being really petty. I was being really petty in here, and it was funny as hell. I just can't share it with y'all because it crosses that line. But y'all know what I'm talking about because you have to. Just like when your mind's in the gutter.
Mm-hmm. Everyone can be a petty Betty. Come on now.
Yes. And nobody's blocked on our channels. Nobody is forbidden to hang out.
Anybody and everybody is always welcome here, always has been, always will be. You can, hang up your wet clothes to dry and let them air out or not, or beat your clothes if they're too wet. I don't know, whatever you want to do.
I think we've had enough coffee for this morning. I don't even know what you're getting.
I have no idea.
Wet clothes. We have a dryer.
Just let your air, let your.
Air your dirty laundry.
Yeah, I mean,
yeah. So you're trying to say you don't have to do that either. You
don't have to
hang out.
You can hang out, just chill, relax.
Tell me you don't like me. It's okay. I'm okay with people not liking me, and that's a big deal for some people.
As a matter of fact, if there's a subject that you would like us to cover, let us know. We can do that.
We could talk about me still.
Well, we can talk about.
I'm not over myself. I thought that was funny. Bex did say something because she thought when she said that couple, because we were making I was making my shorts and saying that couple because we were getting ready to do this and call it that couple because we have been called that couple by a few people in the last year. So I was like, let's just roll with it. And she apparently referenced other people as that couple. And she was like, JJ, get over yourself. And I'm like, I was sitting there thinking, I should have said, I'll never get over myself. That was just so funny in my head. I'm like, I ain't mad. I'm just aware. I'm cautious and aware, but I ain't mad. And that's okay. I'm never going to get over myself. Why? Because I'm still here. You're still here. I'm still here.
Everybody's still here.
This is it.
This is it.
This is it. That is it.
And this is it. So
this was such a disaster, such a catastrophe, right?
Yes, you did. You acted and it backfired.
It'll backfire. Everything's going to fall apart. There is no hope unless you go to an actual beach, not a lake. I'm sorry. There's a difference. But a beach. And put your ass in the water, toes in the sand. All right. We're gonna head out, and thanks for stopping by. It was fun to do this. It was nice to see y'all.
Yes, definitely. And again,
I've got that God particle power. I can see y'all.
We'll be coming back a little more often, and like I said, we'll touch on all these subjects or any subject that someone might suggest in the comment section or just whatever. We'll be here and be around a little more. So,
what's the comment? Yeah, exactly. Your ass in the wall. I'm singing it wrong, but anywho.
Quick, change the channel.
Hold up. Hey.
This must never be seen by anyone.
Why? Here goes. I sped. I followed too closely. I ran a stop sign. I almost hit a Chevy. I sped some more. I failed to yield at a crosswalk. I changed lanes in the intersection. I changed lanes without signaling while running a red light and speeding.
Do not pass go. Do not collect $200. not you, him. What's your name?
Me.
Yes, you.
I am me. He's me. And I'm you.
You, me, everybody.
Morning. Good morning.
Oh, and in case I don't see you, good afternoon, good evening, and good night.